Chapter 6, Thursday, 10:35 a.m., Gym Class. Zoe and I sprinted towards the wooded area on the tracks as soon as we exited the gymnasium doors. Mr. Cooper had his sunglasses on and was lying back in a reclining lawn chair just to the right of the exit. His air horn was sitting on the ground next to him. It was the fourth day I've been in this school, and this was the position I was used to seeing him in. Lazy and uncaring. I think I'll be a gym teacher when I get older. Once we entered the trees, the ninjas were there waiting for us. I guess there wasn't any reason to sneak up or anything since we had an appointment. The shortest of the ninjas stepped forward. I assume you both have your clovers, otherwise it would be pea-brained of you to return here. At the same time, Zoe and I held out our four-leaf clovers. Excellent, said the ninja. Eat them. Did he just say what I think he said? Was this kid crazy? But when I looked at Zoe, she was already chewing on hers. There was no way I'd be showed up on my cousin, so I popped the thing into my mouth and started going to town on it. At first I expected the taste of dirt and grass, but was actually surprised. It wasn't half bad. It was sort of tart and bitter. It's possible that I even try it again someday. Sick, the ninja said with a laugh. I can't believe you guys did that. Zoe stopped chewing and looked angry. She spit out the clover and stepped towards the small ninja. I'm about to make you eat a mouthful of grass, you little... The ninja put his hands up, chuckling. Wait. I'm sorry. It's cool. You guys are in the clan. Seriously, you're in. Zoe perked up. Really? Because you just made me eat a clover. I don't know why Zoe minded. I was still chewing on mine. So we're in? The ninja pulled the black mask off his face. I gulped the clover down as soon as I recognized the kid. It was Wyatt, the short guy we saw standing alone the other day. Wyatt? Zoe asked. You're the ninja leader? I am, he said, nodding. And the two of you are our newest recruits. I almost jumped with joy, but I'm not so sure a ninja would hop up and down when they were happy. Nice, I said. So what's next? Wyatt walked past us. The other ninjas remained in place in the woods, watching as he heard the edge of and continued speaking. Now there's just one more test to pass. But you just said we were in, Zoe grunted with her arms folded. In is in, isn't it? Sorta, Wyatt said as he parted some leaves. But you have to show your allegiance to the clan so that we know you're dead serious. Oh no, this is what I feared. He's going to have us kill somebody. You must perform a final task, Wyatt said, studying the other students walking the track on the outside of the woods. One that's incriminating. I don't think I can kill anyone, I whispered. Wyatt looked over his shoulder at me. Are you nuts? Kill someone? What is the matter with you? I stared at the ground, embarrassed of opening my big mouth. As I kicked at the dirt, I whispered, it was a joke. Wyatt shook his head in disbelief. Doubt it, he said, as we turned attention to the innocent bystanders walking the track. There's no killing here. Come on, we're sixth graders. Then what is it? Zoe asked. Wyatt pointed his finger at one of the girls on the track. She was walking with her friends. A purple and pink purse was slung from her shoulder. Steal Emily's purse and return it to me within an hour. Zoe joined Wyatt at his side. What? You want us to steal Emily's purse? Are you nuts? We're not stealing anything from anyone. Besides, those girls are my friends. Wyatt turned around and looked at me. Then the two of you are dismissed. Leave this place at once. I sighed, looking at my cousin. She was standing with her hands on her hips, the usual you've got to be kidding me look in her eyes. It's a look I'm familiar with. I didn't want to argue with her, so I didn't, but she must have seen my hesitation. Fine, she said softly. She was doing it for me. Excellent, said Wyatt as he slipped his mask back on. So where's our black pajamas that we wear since we're ninjas? I asked. Wyatt shook his head and spoke from behind the fabric on his face. You get those after you return with the purse. After? Zoe asked. This is going to be more difficult than I thought. Wyatt and the clan disappeared from behind us. Zoe and I waited until Emily and her friends made a full lap around the track. So they were right in front of us again. I could see her purple purse swinging gently over her shoulder. The strap was short. It wouldn't be easy as sneaking it off of her arm. "What do you think?" I asked Zoe. "I think I'm going to be sick," she replied. She can be such a drama queen. "Thank you for going along with this." She rolled her eyes. "Pretty sure I'm already regretting it." I straightened my posture, feeling guilty about Zoe's involvement. I started to talk, to tell her she could back out of it if she wanted, but she interrupted me. "Look," she cried as she pointed. "They're taking a break in the grass." She put her purse on the ground. When I looked out, I saw Zoe was right. Emily was laying on her back along with her friends. They were staring at the clouds or something. I couldn't tell exactly what they were doing, but I didn't care. The purse was free from her shoulder. "Follow my lead," Zoe said, as she burst through the tree line. I jumped through, trying to keep up, but she was fast. She sprinted like some kind of gazelle running from a predator. What was she going to do? Was she going to snatch the purse and run like heck? I'm pretty sure those girls would notice something as obvious as that. And wait a second. Was she going to use me as a distraction? My heart started to race as I saw the whole disaster play out in my head. She would scrape the purse off the ground, just as the girls would notice. I'd suddenly appear, hobbling like a penguin because I suck at running. In all the chaos, they would see me as the bad guy, and since I'm pretty slow, I'd be the one the lions would devour. How could Zoe do such a thing to me? I watched as my cousin finally made it to her group of friends. My heart stopped as I waited for her to grab the purse. But to my surprise, she didn't. Instead, she tripped just as she reached the circle and tumbled across the grass violently until finally flopping about 10 feet away from them. And then I realized her brilliance. Zoe's friends dashed to her aid as she clutched at her scraped knees. They were so concerned with her that they left all their belongings behind in the grass. There were shoes with socks stuffed in them, stretchy hair bands, and one lonely purple and pink purse. Emily had left without it. I grabbed it while watching Zoe and her friends talk in the grass. She glanced over at me and winked. I nodded at her before sprinting back into the woods as quickly as my scrawny legs could carry me. When I hopped through the trees, Wyatt was waiting for me, all by himself. The clan was nowhere to be seen. "Well done," he said as he held his hands out. I dropped Emily's purse into his palms. "So that's it?" His mask moved as he spoke. "That's it." Suddenly Zoe stepped into the woods, joining us. Her face looked like she had been slapped around by the dirt fairy. It even looked like her lip was bloody. Man, she got into a fight since I last saw her talking to her friends. "Happy?" she asked. "Quite," Wyatt answered. His eyes looked piercing from the ninja mask surrounding them. I couldn't wait to get my hands on one. The mask, I mean, not his eyes. For the record, I had no intention of getting my hands on one of his eyes. Wyatt opened the purse and dumped the contents onto the ground. Zoe clenched her fists in anger. "Why would you do that?" she asked. "Why not just take what you want and leave the rest somewhere she could find it?" Wyatt chuckled. "Because that's silly. The point of stealing it is that it is ours to do with what we want with it." My cousin stared at the short ninja. I thought time had stopped because of how thick the tension was. I was waiting for her to throw a punch at him. She tended to do things like that when she was angry. "I'm out," she said, raising her palms. "This is making me feel like throwing up." "You can't just leave now, sweetheart," Wyatt sneered. "You're a member of the clan and guilty of theft. If you leave, we'll make sure you regret it." The rest of the ninja clan started stepping out from behind the trees. Many of the ninjas were pulling their masks back over their faces. Their eyes looked angry. "Whatever," Zoe said, and she stepped through the trees. From the other side of the foliage, she spoke to me. "You coming or what?" I looked at Wyatt, who was still holding Emily's purse. The ninja was calmly staring at me, shaking his head slowly. It was one of the hardest things I've ever said in my life. "Sorry, Zoe. I think I'll stay here."